This is being framed like product training data. It is really a trust story. Meta is preparing to capture employee mouse movements and keystrokes so it can train AI agents that use computers. Verdict up front: this is a clever shortcut for Meta and a terrible signal for workers. Here is the concrete cost in one line. The company wants human office behavior to become model fuel. Your clicks, your menu choices, your little moments of confusion inside software, that is the dataset. Reuters first reported the plan, and TechCrunch says Meta described a new internal tool that will record things like mouse movement, button clicks, and drop-down navigation on certain applications. Meta says the point is obvious: if it wants to build agents that can operate computers for people, it needs real examples of how people actually use computers. And strictly speaking, that logic is true. But that is exactly why this matters more than it looks. The AI industry keeps saying smarter agents are coming from better tools and bigger models. What this story really shows is that a lot of the next leap may come from quietly converting human work behavior into training data. So who wins here? Meta does. It gets a fresh stream of highly practical behavioral data that is much closer to real software use than random web text. That is valuable because computer-using agents do not just need language. They need timing, hesitation, navigation patterns, and the boring little sequences that make software work. Who loses? First, employees lose trust. Even if Meta limits the collection to certain applications and says there are safeguards, the message is still ugly: your daily workflow is now part of the training pipeline. Second, rival labs and startups lose a little leverage too. If a giant platform can harvest its own internal human-computer interactions at scale, that becomes a private data advantage smaller players cannot copy easily. And third, everyone who thought the AI race would mostly be about public internet data should update that view right now. The next training scramble is moving inside the workplace. That is the hidden tax here. The company gets better agents. Workers absorb more surveillance risk. And the industry learns that ordinary software behavior may be too valuable to leave uncaptured. My takeaway is simple: the important part is not whether Meta can justify this internally. The important part is that this is probably the direction of travel. Once one major lab turns work behavior into agent fuel, the pressure on other big companies to do the same gets much harder to resist. So yes, this looks like a small internal tooling story. It is not. It is a preview of how the AI race starts charging humans for better automation, in data first.